Hello guys, my name is Venti and today I'll be talking about the E-League majors and giving you my views on the matches, how they'll go, and my predictions. They won't just be predictions, well, I mean, like, who will win the series. I'll be looking into map polls, analyzing different maps and the probabilities of the teams to win, so it's kind of in depth. Uh, Worth noting, I used HOTV quite a lot when I did this, so because a lot of the teams, Na'Vi, Gambit, Fnatic, SK with a stand-in, uh, phase, I guess. And there was a pause, obviously. After the pause, the teams have shifted their map pools quite a lot. Like, well, no, some of them have. Some of them haven't changed that much, but a lot of the map pools have changed, and you don't know what to expect. So you have to go off statistics. And a team like North, for example, is not a team that um can be predicted by statistics a lot because North is a streaky team, so they can be really good. They've beaten VP before in a best of three, so might very well do it again. But based off statistics and HOTV, I don't think so. And I actually don't think they'll do it in the major either, because VP in the majors, and they've been showing like really good. Anyways, I'll get onto that match later. Great team. Give me a second. Let me just fix it. Go offline. Uh. So yeah, it's gonna be quite in depth, and I'm gonna be analyzing like the different maps and the probabilities of teams winning. Uh, so let's start off. So first of all, Australis Navian. What a match this is. This is probably the two best teams for me, along with VP probably up there as well. Definitely the two of the three best teams. Navi for me, obviously the best team. Um, Right, let's get into the veto. So this one's pretty easy. Both teams have a permaban, Cobble and Cash, banning that obviously. Uh, so I think Australis will pick Train because Navi is one of those teams that you don't know much about prior to coming in the major. So all Australians know is that they're good on train, really good on train. They're one of the best train teams right now. They don't know what to expect from Navi on other maps. So in my opinion, if I was Australis, and obviously this can go a lot of different ways because Australis might have scrimmed with them. They might have more intel on what maps they're good at, what maps they're bad at. Australis might have a pocket pick or something. But based on the information I know and based off how I would play it in their position, I think Australia should pick Train because it gives them the biggest chance of winning the map. Going into Navi, they pick. I think they should pick Mirage. Um, or they will pick Mirage. I think they will pick Mirage. Um, Mirage is not one of Australia's best maps. Actually, let me just get up some stats so the map pools of both teams. If I say any statistic, it's in the past 3 months online. For whichever team I'm talking about. So there go Australis. Let's see Navi. Here's Navi. Right. Uh, Maps and maps. Let's share the screens or split it across the screen. Right, there we go. So, so I think Australis will pick Train. We've talked about this. I think Navi will pick Mirage. Mirage is well, we haven't seen Navi on Mirage in the major, and ever since they have in the past 3 months on land, they played Immortals on Mirage and they lost 15-19 in overtime. But obviously that was old Navi before they got to rest, and now they're completely reinvented, renovated. One of the two words. They're a completely new team basically, and I think they'll be better on different maps. And I think Mirage is one of those maps that historically Navi's always been good on, and I think it is because of the players on the team that they're good at this map, and I think that it's gonna be a pretty good map for them. I'm guessing here. This is a guess because uh there's not really much to go off of. Like, there's no other map that uh would be logical for Navi to pick. I think they only played Cobble and Dust in the group stages, and uh, Dust is one of Astralis's really good maps. So I don't think they'll go right into Dust. I think Navi's map pool is really large. Well, I'd assume so because they always decided to go second. They always were like, okay, we're gonna pick two maps and pick side. They wanted to pick side. They really wanted to be on that CT side, and which shows that they probably have a good map pool because they're saying to their opponents, you know what? Okay, ban three maps. We don't care. We're still gonna win. Uh, so that's that. That's why I think Mirage will be there. Uh, so let's consider the other maps that they could pick. So Nuke, I've written there that they could pick Nuke if they're good on it because Astralis is not very good on it. Dust 2 we said can't be because Astralis is pretty good on it. You won't pick into a map that your opponent is really good on. Uh, Train is the one that Astralis would pick. Cobblestone's banned. Cash is banned. So Overpass is the last map that they could possibly pick, and that's also a really good map for Astralis. And Navi is Overpass is the sort of map that they'd be pretty decent on. But again, it's a good map for Astralis. I think they'll go with Mirage. Nuke if they have prepared something, but I'm not quite sure about that. I wouldn't be willing to bet on that. And I, I've I've said this in a previous video, but it's really strange that they don't like playing Cash. Uh, it'd be really ballsy if they just came out with Cash and it's just something they'd been hiding, because it'd be a good secret weapon, like nobody would know. And that would be the moment to use it because this is one of your toughest matches. Your other tough match would be if you get to the finals and play VP. That's your other potentially tougher match. Uh, but I doubt that will happen. So Mirage or Nuke. Uh, I'm gonna stop blabbing on, and then random between Nuke, Dust 2, and Overpass, or Mirage if Navi picks Nuke. Whichever three maps are left. Uh, Obviously not much to analyze. Random chance. Well, not really random. Nothing's random in this world. All right, so let's analyze the maps now. So train, if it was to come up, I say 60-40 to Australis because Australis have shown that they're really good. They dethroned SK when they were at their peak on train. Obviously, they lost to Godsend 16-3, which is pretty bad, but I think that is part due to Godsend researching or Pronax researching I mean, Flush wouldn't sit down and do fucking demo watching to counter strat someone. He's not like that sort of player. Pronax probably uh would sit down and counter strat Glaive. Not very tactical. Actually, I don't know about Glaive. I can't really judge Glaive on his in-game leading, to be fair, because um they haven't played that long. But from what I gather, Glaive is not too tactical. So if Pronax was able to find how they're playing on maps and was able to counter strat them, I think that's part due why it was a 16-3 to Godson. And I think that Navi took a lesson, and it was their first day in the major. It's a major, new lineup, a lot of factors that go into it. I think Navi will be good on train. That was a one-off. I think now Australis are overall a good team on train. So I give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them a 60-40 against Navi, who we don't know much about train, to be honest. Uh, Presumably it would be a good map because historically it's been a good map for Navi. But whenever you think about Navi historically, you've got to wonder how much of it is Zeus, because Zeus was the in-game leader. He was a big part of Navi. He was, well, sort of the longest standing member. Like Edward and Zeus started off, and then Edward was gone to another team for like 2 or 3 months or something, and he came back to Navi. So both of them really long-standing members, but gotta keep in mind Zeus when considering history. But I think Train will be a good map for SK. For Navi, so I'm giving them 40%. I think they have a chance. Mirage is a 65-45 to Navi. Mirage is not a very good map for Astralis, and based on the individual skill of Navi, based on again, the history of Na'Vi. I think that would be a really good map for them, and they can completely outplay Australis. Nuke is a 70-30, I think, towards Na'Vi if it comes up, because actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I might reconsider that. I might make it a bit less because calling it 70-30, that decisive, and we haven't seen Na'Vi on it so far. But one thing we know for sure is that Australis is pretty bad on Nuke, so uh, definitely in favor of Na'Vi if they decide to go for it. Actually, hmm. Okay, this nuke thing, I don't know what I was doing there. I was high or something. Cannot be 70-30, like 55-45, 60-40. Needs to change that. And those two, I think, will be a 50-50. Both teams have an immense amount of individual skill. Kirby, Levi's, Flamey, Simple, and then you've got like the first stars, Dupree, Guardian. I think they're about on the same level. All the stars are on the same level ish. Uh, I think they've got about similar amounts of skill. Simple and Flamey are actually a lot more explosive, to be fair. But Device puts up numbers, man. So those two will come to the firepower, and I think it's a 50-50 because both teams should be good on it. I mean, look what they did to SK, 16-3. This is like complete massacre. Navi, that is. So, but considering Australia's being good on it, I think I'll give them again 50-50. I need to stop repeating myself, man. Like I elaborate too much. And overpass, I don't know, man. Like fucking SK are good on it. They have the one loss against Optic. Uh, Navi, they haven't played it at all. Uh, it's not all about firepower. It's a lot about tactics, and we need to see what Navi have come up with in that aspect. So actually, I'm not sure if Australis have banned it a lot during the vetoes. I don't think they have all that much. Um, Let me check. Just give me like a minute here to find it. So let's see. Navi versus SK. Did they ban it? They probably would have, you'd think. No, it was left, and the randomizer didn't select it. Let's see what else. What else? Which other game did Navi play against Envious? What happened there? Against Envious. Nope, Overpass was banned by Envious first time around, obviously, as their perma ban. And against Mousesports, Mousesports also banned it first time around. So we don't know much about Overpass. Now we haven't banned it a single time. So I don't think they're that scared of it. So I don't know. Honestly. This map, complete mystery. I hope we get it. I hope we get Dust actually. Dust would be the best map out of the randomizer. Because both teams are amazing on it. And we're gonna see the firepower. We're gonna see Simple versus Device, Flamey versus Kirby. We're gonna see the stars, stars versus stars. What some would say would see the stars align. Is it? Oh no, I that was supposed to be a pun with the Australis show. It's called To the Stars. I thought it was the stars aligned or something. Anyways, ignore me. Prediction overall, Navi. I think Navi will take it. Eastern you go Bled. Let's go. Um, Well, I'm a bit biased. I'm a Navi fan. I really want to see Simple succeed, so keep that in mind. But I think Navi are overall a better team coming into this. Though we have seen much less of them, they have a lot of potential to be really good. A lot of talent. They've shown a lot in the group stage. All right, Gambit Fnatic. All right, this one's easy. So version one. This is if Zeus decides to be stubborn, if he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna play the maps I like. I'm gonna let Fnatic play the maps they like, and we're gonna see who's the better team on the maps they like. I hate this mentality so much from players. Like, I don't get why teams have it. It's like there's the tactical aspect of vetoes where they can ban a really good map for their opponent, but a map that's decent for them as well, leaving them on a map that's slightly below average for them but terrible for their opponents, giving them a higher chance to win. Or they'll just go into a 50-50 where both teams are equally good, and though they're the better team, they're giving their opponents a 50-50 when their opponents are the underdogs. Stupid. So we'll have to see. I don't know much. I I don't know if Zeus would go for it, to be honest. So if he does decide to go for the maps that he's comfortable with, he'll obviously ban Nuke. He doesn't want to risk leaving it to Fnatic, though Fnatic ban it a lot. He'll ban Nuke first time round. Fnatic bans Overpass, which is a really bad map for them, really good map for um Gambit. Gambit have three good maps. That's Dust 2, that's Cobble, that's Overpass. Cobble, Overpass are really bad for Fnatic. Dust 2 is good for Fnatic. So they'll go with the Cobble pick, which is good for Gambit, bad for Fnatic. Then Fnatic will pick Cash, which is good for Fnatic and bad for Gambit. And then it will be a random selection between Mirage, Tree, and Dust. Version 2 is Gambit ban Cash, which is a smart thing because it's a bad map for them, it's a good map for Fnatic. Then Fnatic will probably ban Nuke because they really hate it. Then Gambit will pick Overpass, and actually, noteworthy is if Fnatic go first with the vetoes, they'll probably ban Nuke first time round, which means that Gambit have a higher chance of making the right choice in the vetoes because they don't have the temptation to ban Nuke. Or Fnatic could just not ban Nuke. It's a lot of mind games in this one. Uh, so I'd rather just give you the overall picture, and then you can decide how the mind games would go in your opinion, because it's down to personal opinion, in my opinion. Unless you've studied the players and know them psychologically, which you don't fucking know. Uh, so I think Gambit bans Cash. Good map for Fnatic. Good map for Fnatic. Bad map for Gambit. Um, that's what I would do if I was in their shoes. Then Fnatic would probably ban Nuke. Then Gambit picks Overpass. Good map for them, bad map for Fnatic. It's better. Overpass is worse for Fnatic than Cobblestone because I think actually they haven't played Cobblestone, but they've played Overpass once and lost 16-3. So you know what to expect to some extent. Uh, so I'd go for the Overpass pick there. Then Fnatic will pick Dust, an even map for both teams relative to their map pools, that is. All of this was relative to their map pools, not relative to each other. I'll be analyzing how maps are, the probabilities of teams and like how good they are compared to each other in at the bottom there next after I finish this. Right now I'm telling you that Cash is a good map for Fnatic, as in it's a better map than all the other maps, not they're best than Gambit on it. So Gambit will pick Overpass, Fnatic picks Dust, good map for both, and it's a random between Cobble, good map for Gambit, bad map for Fnatic, Mirage, uh, don't know, well, I don't remember that one. 60-40 for Gambit just because they're more skillful, it says it down there, and Train, again 60-40 for Gambit because I think they're a better team overall. Okay, so Cobble, Gambit, 80-20. As I said, bad map for Fnatic, nearly never play it. Cash is 60-40 for Fnatic because Fnatic are really, really good on it compared to their other maps. Uh, However, I think Gambit are still very skillful and they can put up a fight on it. And Cash is not a very good map for Gambit. So that speaks volumes about how much I think uh, Gambit are better than Fnatic. Ran incoming. Why the fuck did we have Envious Fnatic? This was the worst possible matchup that we could have had for the quarterfinals. Fnatic do not deserve to be here. We should have had a team that's a we should have had a G2 or an Optic or something at the quarters because Fnatic Envy, like, neither of these teams deserve to be here. G2 is better than both of these teams. G2 even beat Fnatic, but Fnatic got lucky. They got good draws, whatever. Just live with it. But they go out of the quarters. It's a reverse sweep from Cologne, and kind of feel annoyed that Crims is not on the team. So that not Crims, that Flusher's not on the team because Flusher's the one that gave the interview about Gambit being an easy opponent. Would have been really funny for them to get wrecked by Gambit. Right, Mirage 60-40. Gambit, as I said, the Gambit are more skillful, though it's in the map pool relative to the other maps, Mirage is in the same place for both of them. So is Train again. Gambit more skillful team overall. Dust 70-30 for Gambit. It's one of the best maps for Gambit, one of the best maps for Fnatic, and I think that this means Gambit are more likely to win it because they're just so good on it. If you get my logic, Overpass are Is a 90 cents to Gambit. Not much to say. They lost 16-3 the only time they played it, Fnatic did. And Gambit are 7-0, and they're 8-0 on Cobble, and they're 5-1 on Dust too. Admittedly, they played in smaller lands, so that boosted their stats. So prediction overall Gambit. VP North. I think VP bans Dust. Is their perma. Wait a second. Is Let me get up the um. Sorry, let me just get up the map statistics for each team on HLTV. Should have really prepared, shouldn't have I? Sorry about that. Virtus Pro and who did I say? North. So we're looking for Dignitas. Right. There we go. Maps and maps. Right. So, okay, there we go. I remember now. So VP banned Dust as opposed to Cash, which was their permaban quite a while ago. Or is it? Has it always been Dust? Am I thinking of SK? Maybe. Anyways, VP banned Dust, North banned Train, standard bans. As far as I remember, VP picked Mirage or Cobble. Let's see. So if they pick Mirage for Dignitas, Mirage is a 50-50 map. They've played against smaller teams as well. I see a win. Their biggest win is against NRG, so they played against smaller teams, I'd imagine. Or is it? Oh, NRG's from IM Auckland, isn't it? Where they, or not Auckland, sorry, ESL Pro League, where they managed to qualify. Maybe that's where they win this from. So it's a 50-50 map, middle of the pack. Uh, ooh, actually for North. Okay, so let me talk about North here. Worth mentioning before I say anything else. North is they have a really high skill ceiling that they can reach, and I think they can reach that once they get out of groups. Once they get to the best of threes, I think they can reach the ceiling and do really well. However, uh they have a lot of losses in group stages, which means that their maps are really bad. And I think North will put up a fight to VP. In my personal opinion, this is a very opinionated one. In my personal opinion, they'll put a fight to VP in the quarterfinals. North, and I think we shouldn't be we shouldn't be misled by their win-loss ratios on maps, or I won't be, at least, is my line of thinking. So VP picks Mirage, really good map for VP, one of their classics, as we all know. Mm, Not too good for North, decent. Uh, Alternatively, they could pick Cobble, which is really bad for North on the on like the map string. But we know that Dignitas was at one point the best team on Cobble, and like could beat anyone on Cobble. So maybe VP have respect for them, and then they don't pick Cobble. They pick a map that's good for them. They pick Mirage. I think North will pick Overpass because that's a map that's good for VP, but it's not one of their best. They're not one of the best teams on Overpass, and I think North has a decent chance of winning Overpass. So then I think I don't think if that happens, if what I thought happens, like it's literally on the option that the randomizer has Cash, Cobble, and Nuke. And I've written that Cash may be a surprise for to North. It might surprise because VP before they used to ban it, it used to be one of the maps that they'd ban on second rotation. Now they've left it in. They've been fearless to leave it in from time to time. And I don't know if that's luck of the draw, but I don't think VP's banned it a single time. So something to look out for perhaps. I don't know. They definitely won't pick it though. I can guarantee you that they won't pick it first time round instead of like Mirage or Cobble. It's not. It's. I don't think they have it that high up. But then again, at the semifinals against SK, remember what they did with Nuke? Might happen again. Don't know. So the other two maps are Cobble and Nuke, or Mirage instead of Cobble, if depending on what they pick. Uh, right, the maps. Mirage 70-30 VP, Cobble 65-35 VP, but there's a high variance because if Dignitas decide to show or North decide to show up, then it could be a 50-50 or even go in favor of North, depending on how good they are, depending on how much or to what extent VP's done their homework. Um, Overpass is a 60-40 for North. I think that they can outplay versus Pro on it. MSL, good in-game leader, can really tactically sound, can do a lot of magic on Overpass. Not one of VP's best maps. Cash is a 60-40 for VP. Uh, as I said, they may surprise. North don't really have. I don't think they have anything to surprise with on Cash. I've given a bit of an advantage to VP, therefore. And Nuke is a 60-40 for VP. Both teams are really good on it. Both teams renovated them along with NIP, but NIP are not in the major. So no one cares about them. Obviously, nobody cares about NIP unless they're in the major. Nobody cares about any team that's not in the major. Uh, so they are the only two teams that were ever good in history. Forget about NIP. They never did anything. 87 and 0 never happened. Uh, but in all seriousness, they VP and North and NIP are the three teams that renovated the meta on Nuke. So if they go head to head on Nuke, it's gonna be a 50-50. But I think VP have remained really good on Nuke, like top level, and North have fallen off a bit, and FaZe have come in. I don't know though. I haven't seen North play too much on Nuke. Maybe it's a 55-45. So in conclusion, to evaluate the maps that um North can win are Overpass, and then perhaps Cobble, perhaps Nuke. Um, Cobble is gonna be definitely not sorry, Overpass. Overpass is probably gonna be played because North will pick it, so it'll probably go 2-1 to VP. But a surprise could happen. Though I doubt it, because VP is a very this sounds stupid, but like a very mentally sound team. They don't even if you get a good start against them, it's not over. So I think VP will win this series pretty if I'm gonna say comfortably in the sense that if they play 10 times, about 8 or 9 times VP would win, but it's gonna be close call lines because VP can just do that. Like against G2, when I was watching the match against G2, I had my feet up on the table, lying back in my chair, like, oh, when's the comeback coming? When's the comeback happening, VP? When you bring it in? Ah, there we go. 14-10? Ah, 16-14. Too bad for G2. Oh well. It's just how the cookie crumbles. It's just how VP are. They are really good at grinding maps. So I think VP will win this, not just because they're a better team on the maps overall, for the reason I stated just now. And finally, we have SK versus FaZe. Uh, Again, pretty easy to predict. The bans, both teams have a perma ban, Nuke and Cobble, respectively, and both maps I think are pretty good for their opponents, respectively. I know Nuke's good for FaZe, but I don't know if Cobble's good for SK. Let me check. Um, what am I saying? Cobble, of course, Cobble's good for SK. I'm chatting bullcrap because I was thinking, oh yeah, Nuke's good for FaZe, but is Cobblestone good for FaZe? And I'm like, is Cobblestone good for FaZe? But then I realized. Anyways, I don't know what's going on in my head half the time. Uh, so yeah, SK ban Nuke, FaZe ban Cobble, good map for their opponents, bad map for them. Logical. SK pick Dust. Let me let me get the maps up again. Uh, so who is it? SK and FaZe. There we go. Right. On LAN in the past 3 months, in case you've forgotten. And let's see the map. Right, so what did I say? SK Pig Dust. Right. This has been one of the better maps for SK in the new lineup because they have a lot of skillful players. Dust 2 is buggy, a lot of very skillful map. Not a very good map for FaZe. So I think it makes sense that SK pick it. FaZe pick Mirage. Mirage has fallen off for SK for quite a bit, so I don't think it's one of their better maps anymore. I think it's toward the middle of the pack, uh, and FaZe have been good on it. but Mirage is a lot about individual skill and a lot about experience, and all the players on SK have a lot of experience, and I think it could be a tough map for FaZe. And FaZe even lost to SK already in the group stages. But the group stages and the playoffs are a completely different story. A best of three is completely different to best of one. Don't ask me why. It's because don't ask me why. I'm gonna give you the reason right now. It's because of the mentality, because of the game, because of it's a series. Don't know how to explain it. It's different though, and I think FaZe have a and it was a really close game, and I think FaZe have a higher chance of. Wait, what have I said? Have I said Mirage 50-50? Yeah. So Mirage is like a 50-50. I think if I had to choose, I'd edge it to FaZe because it makes more sense that they'd win. They have a better record on it. And their biggest defeat on the map, now that I pay attention, on Mirage is 1922 against Renegades and well Renegades, I know. And against SK they played really close, 1917 they lost. So yeah, they did. I ditched that to FaZe. So is and if FaZe pick Mirage, they don't have any other pick. I mean, they can. So let's see. So no nuke, no Cobble, and Dust has been picked. So uh, okay, no nuke, no Cobble, Dust picked. So they could pick Cash, Mirage, Train, or Overpass. Um, Overpass not a very good map for them. Train is a pretty decent map, but it's godlike for SK. Still, they're one of the best teams on it. Cash is not very good for them either. So Mirage is the only map left, most logical map. I think they'll go for it. That's what they went for in the best of one. So I think it makes sense they'd go for it again. They might think, oh, we just got unlucky. It was just these few rounds, which actually was true because SK just like grinded rounds. It's not that they were more skillful. It's a similar story to VP, how they're just able to grind and grind and grind. Uh, so hopefully, FaZe has learned their lessons, watched the demo, and learned a thing or two, and can come in prepared to play SK on Mirage and do better. And then that leaves us with Cash, Train, and Overpass in the randomizer. So let's go through all the maps. Dust is 1815 to SK, I think. Dust not a very good map for FaZe, really good map for SK, one of their best. Though they got beaten by Navi 16-3. I don't think affects them much. FaZe are still terrible on it. Maybe 80-20, maybe 80-20. I don't know. Doesn't really make a difference. SK winning it. Mirage is like a 50-50. Edge it to FaZe, as I said. Cash is a 50-50 as well. Bad map for both teams. Uh, Train is a 60-40 for SK. FaZe are pretty decent on it, but SK are your daddy on the map. And Overpass again 64 to SK. Uh, the map's not that good for FaZe, and it's pretty decent for SK. Uh, hmm. At ECS, they beat Dignitas on it when Dignitas had Valda. I think Overpass maybe 65-45 actually for SK now that I think of it. And overall prediction, SK will win. So these are my four teams advancing. Oh, by the way, let me give you scores actually, because I forgot to do that on there. Navi will be 2-1. Gambit will be if it's Overpass, Dust, and one of the three random, I think it could be a 2-0. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-0. I think. No, I'm gonna go for 2-1. Gambit Fnatic will be 2-1 because I think Zeus might go. Choices. Ah, fuck it. Let's go 2-0 Gambit. Fuck it. VP North, I think that would be a 2-1 as well. North have a few good maps. They're good on Overpass. I think they can put up a fight. And FaZe SK, this one could go either way. Depends on what SK decide to do. SK definitely don't have the skill to do zero, but they have enough veterans so that they can force themselves through the map and basically to zero them. No, I'm gonna say 2-1. I'm gonna say 2-1 SK. So that's my predictions. 2-1 Navi, 2-0 Gambit, 2-1 VPN, 2-1 SK. So that's what you've been all waiting for like what? 40 minutes has this video been, or 30 minutes? I don't know. I'm not keeping track. Just a guess. Anyways, guys, see you guys next time, and bye bye.